Alrighty, I think we can start by welcoming everybody. Welcome and thank you for being here uh, for our Texas and Massachusetts Orion 180 Homeowners webinar. Of course, powered by InsureHive. And my name is Patricia, InsureHive's agency success manager. And yeah, please help me welcome our resource speakers for today. We have Brian Hannigan, co-founder and CEO of InsureHive, together with Brandon Poor, Orion 180's business development rep for both Texas and Massachusetts. And with that, turning it over to you, Brian.
Thanks, Patricia. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us on the call. With InsureHive, we do this every Tuesday. We have what I call these open mic nights, and we have a carrier representative come on and talk about some cool things and opportunities for our agents to help them grow. Today, I'm very, very happy to have Brandon Poor on the line from Orion 180. He for the new homeowners platform that we launched with them, and I think the growth rate is we're really excited about it. And thanks, Brandon, for making time for us to be on the call today. What we want to do today is just kind of usually we go over the underwriting guides. We might just kind of show you the flow of the system if you're new to that. And at the end, and we keep this just to 30 minutes. At the end, if you have any questions, we'll just kind of make it basically ask any question. We turn it over the call to any of the agents on the call. They can't ping you, Brandon, with any questions they have. And then Patricia is monitoring the chat. So if you have any questions, put it right there to the top of the chat, and we'll be happy to answer them. Because I know things pop up as Brandon might be talking that you might not be want to ask. But if you want to put it in the chat, please use that because we're monitoring that during the call. So, Brandon, where do you want to kick off? Do you want to kick off on the origin story of Orion 180, or do you want to?
Yeah, I could do that real quick, and then I'll go through. I already have like my main PDFs pulled up, and then I'll go into the document library on where to find those documents.
Okay, great. So, and then what we can do also in the chat, Patricia, can you put that? It's that Texas and Massachusetts. I call it a cheat sheet, or it's that sales guide, Brandon, that talks about limits. It's not that
the
one.
Quick reference guide.
Yeah, quick reference guide. Patricia she'll put that right in the chat so agents can kind of follow along with that. I think that'll be helpful. There we go. All right.
Let's see. Yeah, it should probably be much faster at that than I do. Sorry, I haven't pulled up. But yes, if everyone could see my screen, this needs to be refreshed. This is from September. I've been asking for the last 2 weeks for them to update this because now we're 5 ongoing 6 months. But this is Orion 180 and how we got started. So our first few states, we were in Mississippi, Alabama, and the Carolinas, and we kind of stayed in this little area here. Then we branched up to Indiana and Ohio. Then these other states, Colorado, Illinois, and Tennessee, we only write flood in. Last year, we had our biggest growth yet. So we opened Texas, California, Florida, and Massachusetts. So with these 2 states, well, these 4 states, the 2 that we're talking about today, Texas and Massachusetts, that's where we have this flex product. And I'll go over that here in just a few minutes. That's the reason why the growth and success has been where it's at. Yeah, like I said, this needs to be updated. We just passed 4,000 plus Google reviews. We're still at 4.8 stars there. And these numbers, of course, will be adjusted and updated as well. We are working on an AM Best rating. That's probably not going to be 2026. If it is, it's going to be towards the end of the year. I know that is a big factor when it comes to going with a carrier in Massachusetts, from what I've been hearing. But that's what we're working on. But we do have a A rating for Demo Tech as well, just to kind of give you, confidence when you're thinking of Orion 180. So let's see this here. So I'm going to go over the Orion 180 portal. Okay, so these tabs over here to the left are going to look a little bit different on your screen than it is mine, but it's very simple. Whenever you go into create a quote, some of you do know this, some of you do not, you will not select the HO3 homeowners insurance. You can go into Texas, Massachusetts, and then type in an address. It'll automatically label it as ineligible because you have to use Flex. And if you don't have contract through JM, of course, you can do it through us as well. All of your recent quotes, you can go back through here. And of course, this is all of our states, but it'll just have the ones that you have contracts to. So if you just have a Massachusetts contract, then you'll see all your Massachusetts ones there. This is a new tab right here for everyone, the business intelligence, the BI. This is where you're able to kind of monitor on the agency performance. So let me go ahead and pull yours up.
So just so we're clear, in Massachusetts and Texas, this is the Flex product, everybody, just so you know what he's talking about. When you hear Flex, it's a non-admitted product, right, Brandon?
Correct, yes.
Yeah, okay.
We like being surplus because it gives us we're quicker on our feet when it comes to adjusting to the market.
Right. And then someone asked, how do I get a quote? Is there a quote apps? The answer is no. You'll be able to get access to the system where you quote and bind right in Orion 180's portal, which is really tech driven, easy issue, and I think the agents will love it.
Yes. So this here, that part of the BI, you're able to see the performance throughout versus the state, which you can filter through here. You can go through any state. You can go to domicile state. I always suggest to make sure these two match. That way you know exactly what you're looking at. That gives you more accuracy there.
Okay.
So yeah, quotes, binds, conversion rate, and then once you go down to like the daily sales, that'll give you the zip codes that you're doing very, very well in, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then the document library. This is going to be your absolute best friend whenever you're going to be utilizing Orion 180. So I have a couple already pulled up here, but to access any of the guidelines, the quick reference guides, you got document library, then you hit Flex. You get your base policy forms right here. But if you want to go to the underwriting guides, then you'll select your state. Quick reference guide, that is that single sheet that Patricia put in the chat, and you have your underwriting guideline, which is your 25, 26 page full underwriting guide. Also, in the document library, another resourceful tab is going to be the reference materials. This is where you'll get your information on the inspections, which we really push for the self-inspection called Prism IQ. I got a sheet like that pulled up. I'll show you that here in a little bit. Agent endorsement guide. You have our A rating for demo tech, payment methods, how to download with Easy Links, which another update for us is we will be in Easy Links in about 3 to 4 weeks in Texas. I think the big
what about
big rater in Massachusetts?
Yeah, it's usually only
single
one
point.
of them. Yeah. Are you on that?
Yeah. No, we are not. We've myself and Raheem, we have met with our product team and asked, and as of right now, there's not going to be any moving forward with that. But I will just use this as another point for us to try to be on it. And then who is Orion 180?
Yeah.
So this form needs to be updated here. But if the insured, because in Texas and Massachusetts too, we're just now within a year of being there, so they might not have heard of us. So if they need just a little, little peace of mind, that's where you have that first sheet I showed you, where you can email it to them. And writing trust. This gives you a step-by-step on how to quote trust in our platform.
Yeah, that was a big one, in especially when we first launched in Massachusetts. A lot of the homes were entitled in the name of trust, some of these homes have been in the families for years. So I'm glad to see you guys the ability to roll out if it's the named insured is the name of the trust.
Correct.
Mhm.
Yeah, and we have seen a tick in production since that's happened too, because I know
Yeah.
that was pretty big then. And then this is our Prism IQ. So this is the self-inspection. So it's not an app. There's not a username or password that they have to have. It's a direct link. It's self-paced. They have 2 weeks to do it. If they don't do it within 2 weeks, then it gets automatically flipped to a field inspection, which is $100. So actually, let me pull up another form here. And it's seriously so simple. My 8-year-old son could complete it start to finish.
Yeah.
If I let him.
So you don't send a third-party inspection company. The insured does the inspection themselves.
Correct.
Okay.
And this is how it's basically going to look. So, of course, it's going to be geofenced directly to the address. I know Travelers has something similar to this. I forgot what theirs is called, but it's the same process. Tells you to go to the water heater, take the components, take a picture of the components, and then we have AI that checks every single square inch of that photo. And as you're going through, it'll let you know your completion of the certain areas that you need to take pictures of. So yes, we highly suggest really pushing this, and that way they don't have to, schedule 8 to 12 off of work for the field inspector to possibly come out, or them go through the house, or there might be a yellow spot on the ceiling, and they might think there's a huge leak, and then they automatically, kick back the inspection. Just slows the process down, and it's much easier for the insured to do it this way.
Sure.
And it doesn't even have to be them to complete it. They can have their grandson, they can have a neighbor. But in some areas, we have even the agents go out to these insured's home and do the inspection for them.
Okay.
So what's coming new when it comes to products for our high of coverage A in both states, it'll be eventually up to $5 million. As of right now, let's see, here's our quick reference guide from Massachusetts. So we're starting at 400,000 for coverage A. We go up to 3 million. That'll eventually go up to 5. And our product here, it does really, really well riding on the Cape, on the coast there. See, other structures, we do give you that opportunity to go down all the way to 2%. And of course, you can have your fixed if you want to go 10, 20, or 30. But if they don't have a fence or anything like that nature or a shed, they can just go down to the 2%. And for both states, what's coming in the second quarter is we are coming out with a dwelling product. We don't know exactly. We originally called it DP3, but they just told us to call it dwelling product for now. Because right now we're in the information stage. We're kind of just gathering from agents and agencies, giving it to our product team, and then we'll have that rolling out hopefully shortly after April 1. Personal liability, I know this is a big one in Massachusetts. Texas, it's okay, but we do cap out at 500,000.
Okay. What did have a question. I just wanted to in the chat regarding the inspections. Are all homes inspected?
Yes.
And then what about homes less than 10 years old?
Yes.
Okay. And then there's a follow-up question from an agent that want to know who owns Orion 180 and the policy paper that it's written on.
So it's our own paper now. So
Okay.
It's been our own paper for 4 years. We were on an MGA.
Will you back to the replacement costs? Will you accept an agency's replacement costs, or do you have to rely on the Orion 180 systems replacement cost estimator?
It could be third party.
Okay.
Because let's say like whenever you were quoting, and I'll show you. Let's see.
Yeah.
That's another good form for me to pull up. So I already went over this part here where you can't select HO3, you have to select Flex.
Hmm.
Let's see, reports. So coverage A, this is going to be something yet if you do run into anything, it'll probably be this. So it's our internal RC tool is not picking up the correct replacement cost. Let's say it's for Texas, it's 350. Let's say it's flirting with that 350 number. Our system's pulling 340, but it's really 355. That's where you'll send in. It can be a third-party RCE, and then you'll send it in to our underwriting department at uw@orion180.com. And then one of our underwriters will go in and manually adjust it.
Okay.
And then in both states, you can do pay in full twice a year or quarterly.
One thing that pops up is the roof age of the roof question.
Mhm.
What's the underwriting appetite for the age of the roof?
We just care that there's life left on it. You know,
Okay.
if it's like exactly a certain amount of years old, that we'll give them time to replace it. And speaking of that, here is our schedule. It'll be switched to ACV, so 16 for shingles, 21
Mhm.
for tile concrete, and then 26 for metal or slate. Now this copay options right here, this is unique. So this is not for your everyday customer. Ones are pretty well off financially and looking for a way to reduce that premium.
Yeah, talk us through
So
this copay thing, because that was pretty unique. That I thought you guys were doing in the marketplace. It kind of reminded me of the health insurance business.
yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much like self-insurance. Like they're willing to take a bigger risk in order to save a premium. Let's say they have an uncle or brother that owns a roofing company, and based on their deductible and the copay, they would only need 15, 20 grand, whatever the case is, left over to take care of the roof. But then they can do that, and that takes a big chunk off of their premium. There's a pretty more thorough example there based on the price of the home.
Yeah, I love it, and it gives the agents the opportunity to customize a policy versus just so black box. This is the input, this is my rate, and I got no
Correct.
flexibility regarding around customizing it based on the insured's needs.
Correct. And
I
you can
love
play a
we
little
love that
Tetris with
feature.
it to see
Yeah.
what fits.
For sure. One thing that's come up a lot is the automatic water turnoff system. Your acronym is called how do you say it? ATOS or
Autos.
AW? How do you pronounce it?
Autos.
ATOS. What the heck is
So
that?
this is a lifesaver.
Yeah.
This is awesome for those homes in Massachusetts, those older homes. So it's our automatic water turnoff system. So we used to charge for this device last year. And then one of the updates, January 1, is now we give it away completely for free. Originally it was $700, then it was $400, then now it's given away to the insurer completely for free. The only thing that they are responsible for is the installation, and then the $10 a month for the monthly monitoring fee. And then installation, it does range from based on how the house is made, because it's installed on the main water line.
Mhm.
Yes, Charles, you do have automatic draft payment options. That's also in the payment, or let's see, reference materials.
What has been the average cost to send a plumber out to get this installed? Have you?
I'd say average across the board. I'd say around, I would say 500 to 600. But for Texas, for example, it's anywhere between 250 and maybe 450, $500. Massachusetts haven't really got enough numbers for an average there. But what we always suggest is to get a plumber on the book, someone that you know in the trade,
Mhm.
have them install the first couple for you, and then you get like a flat rate from them. Sometimes he'll make money on them. Sometimes you might lose a little bit on it. but it's still a flat. That way, it's an easier pitch for you agents to the insureds too, because we really don't know until the inspector or the installer plumber goes out there and tries to install it.
And this is an optional discount. If they do this, they can.
Yes, it is optional, but the reason why it's an easy sell is because let's say it's a 1910 home in Massachusetts, got galvanized plumbing and water heaters on the second floor. This system here, it would automatically, once it's installed and we get the invoice back, underwriters go into the policy, they go ahead, they lift that $10,000 water limitation and go ahead and increase it all the way up into full coverage A without increasing the premium. And we even suggest this for new builds too. For Texas, for example, the new home, the max they can get is $70,000 for water coverage. But if they have this device installed, it'll automatically go up to coverage A. That is a topic that we have tried to discuss, Charles, is to branch out and get our own, I wouldn't say our own, but a network of plumbers. We try to put that ball in your court, someone that you guys know that's in the field or in that area that you trust, versus us taking a chance on someone there. I know it's a lot easier if you live there, but we're all pretty much out of Michigan, so we are working on that though. I will give us a little time, and we'll have someone that we can refer to the agent to get that installed. And then throughout the month, your system will get used to your house. You'll be able to monitor the water temperature, the pressure, flow rate. Even throughout the day, you can see how much water is being used and what time. This is what the system looks like. There's two different systems based on the piping size. And I'll show you where to locate all this literature in my White 80 as well. Now, whenever you are quoting, you probably have seen the autos where you can select yes, no, or other. So if you select yes, then on the quote side, underneath the figure side, you can choose how many sensors you want. Now, I always suggest to at least get 5, because once you get 5, then they're pretty much $20 a piece. If you just get 1, I think it's like 27. And then the more you get, the lesser it is per unit price. And then yes, the app is $10 a month. However, on the renewal, they'll get a 10% premium discount all the way up to $150. So pretty much that will wash away for the monthly monitoring fee. So the only thing that they're paying for is the installation. And then they get full water coverage. So it's an easy sell for you guys. It's a peace of mind for them. And it helps us keep those non-weather water claims down. This has been really useful in Texas in 2021 with the freeze.
What have you seen from all the policies that are getting issued as a percentage that are opting in and installing this? To give you an example, if you had 10,000 policies, is it 20%, 30% for the people taking it, installing it, or is it less than 5? Any data on that?
I can get you that data.
I'm just curious.
Because I know that we get the data across all states, but I'll get all data. Well, for you, I'll get all states. Since you write more.
I would think if you could get everybody to take this, the retention rate would be almost 100%. Like, why would you go with a different company once you know?
And let's say they go with a different carrier down the road, and they still have our system. They absolutely still can keep the system.
Okay.
It's just like based on our guidelines. Let's say they already have a turn-off system for water, but it's not Orion 180s. We'll give them a discount, but we won't be able to lift that $10,000 water coverage. So let's say it's an older home, galvanized plumbing, and they have that system. It's still only $10,000 with us. It's just because we can't monitor it. We can't control it. So we don't know. It's because this isn't our Orion 180 product. And there is this website here. Autos.info for anyone that wants to take an extra look at that.
Mhm.
Pretty much it's going to show what I'm showing here. All right, back to the quick reference guide. So a non-weather deductible, we do have the 1%, and then the weather does go up to 2%. I've heard lately, I forgot which carrier it was in Texas, they're switching from 1% back to the 2%, so that's pretty normal.
Mhm.
And here's our discounts here. Apologies. I won't go through all of them because a lot of them are pretty standard, but we do have golden age. So any of the insured that is 60 years older, main one on the policy, they'll get a discount. And we do not have auto. But if the auto is written with you, you will then get the companion policy discount because we still want them to get that bundling experience.
So how does that
And
work?
so,
If I issue the policy, I just say, okay, yeah, they're with me, in agency, and do they have to provide any documentation of that?
yeah, the agent will just have to send it in to underwriting.
What do they send in?
Just a copy of the deck page or the first page, as long as the name and company is written with you. And then send it into uw@orion180.com.
Yeah. Do they, in the real world, let's talk real world, do they even look at that? Like if I'm an agent, I issue an Orion 180 and then I have the auto insurance with Progressive, boom, I can send them my deck page from Progressive. That's no problem. But let's say they had the Progressive, but with a different agency, could they still email it in? Does someone at Orion 180 really look and see if it's with ABC Insurance
I hope so.
Agency?
That's what they're paid to do. So
Okay.
yeah, I would think so.
And then they would get an email that says, we got the deck page, but it's not with your agency, it's with your competitor down the street, and we're taking away the discount.
Yeah, I mean that should be the case.
Okay.
I can't say that, that it hasn't been missed or anything, but that's what they're supposed to do.
Okay.
And Charles asked earlier of who owns Orion 180. So the one who started was Ken Gregg. Still works upstairs here. So, and he is a former Marine, so he's huge on this. So we do give a military first responder discount. Active, retired, does not matter as long as we get the LS form for the active and DD 214 for the retired. And as of right now, we do not have any rental exposure, but we are coming out with that dwelling product the second quarter there. For PC class, we will write anything besides PC 10, of course. That's pretty standard. And we do go all the way back to 1900 for the age of the home. So for the electrical, this is a couple things here that might pop up when it comes to quoting, or you might get a 30-day to cancel, like on a quote. If it has knob and tube wiring, we'll write it, but we'll give them a chance to get that taken care of before it cancels. Swimming pool and hot tub. So the liability is excluded. It has to have a 4-foot fence or an alternative enclosure. And absolutely no diving board. It automatically click it as ineligible. I know this is big in Massachusetts as well. Animal liability is excluded completely. Now, if they do have a dog, we don't care what breed it is, just as long as there's not a bite history.
What do you mean animal liability is excluded?
We don't have animal liability at all. We only have it in Ohio. We only have it in Ohio and I believe Arizona. It's Ohio and another state.
So if I have a dog, I don't know, German Shepherd or something, or let's say just a regular breed, if that dog bites somebody, that's not covered?
Correct.
So they can have any type of dog, Rottweiler, Pit Bull, those type of breeds. That's not making them ineligible, but
correct.
you're on your own when it comes if that dog bites anybody.
Correct.
Okay. Is there an exclusion form that prints out? I would think most agencies would want to have a cover your ass form
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
Do you guys provide that, or is it up to the agency?
That's up to the agency.
Okay.
Now for acreage, it cannot be on anything larger than 10 acres.
Which back to that
Yeah.
topic, Brandon. What happens in the real world most of the time is you explain that in most insureds. You know what they say?
What's that?
That's okay. My dog would never hurt anybody.
Yeah, and then a simple small bite in the hand will cost
Until they do
over
have a dog by
$100,000.
claim. But I would, anybody on the call today, I would highly, highly recommend you have a form that they understand that the dog's eligible. You know, there's no liability when it comes to the dog if it bites anybody or scratches a kid's eye out. I've seen a lot in my 20 years, and stuff happens. But I would just make sure they sign off. You know, I'm sure and this is all DocuSign, right, Brandon? When they, as
Yes.
far as when they issue policies.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Location. This is the only thing here. If it's within 300 feet of a commercial exposure, it's going to that increases the likelihood of it being a loss. So that will automatically be ineligible. Prior loss history. So if they have 2 liability claims, 2 fire, 2 water in the last 5 years, that would automatically be clicked as ineligible. 3 total properties and 3 property claims in total for the last 5 years. And then you'll see this too sometimes on quoting. It might pull up that is an open claim, but you have proof that it's closed. So we just need a LOE sent into our Right with Confidence team. And that is this email address right here.
Okay. So 1 water claim's okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
So how can agents start quoting? So if it's a new, if Ryan, if you want them to do it, or if you want to have someone in the office train them, you absolutely can. If not, we can enroll them into the university training, which is what everyone originally does whenever they get brought on with us. Never
Yeah,
been
it's my
sent a
understanding that
username or
Orion
password.
180 is part of the onboarding process. That's a 100% requirement that they take that, or else the account
Correct,
doesn't get
especially
turned
with
on.
especially with this Flex product,
Mhm.
and we do have some modules on Autos as well. Now it's about 45 minutes. It doesn't have to be done at one sitting. If it, a few minutes here and there, we just highly suggest that everyone does the university training because it'll help answer a lot of the questions that you do have.
Yeah. I mean, are you recommending it? I thought it was a requirement. That's what I've always told people.
Yeah, just since you're already active,
Mm-hmm.
all they have to do is hit reset their password in order to get their credentials to start quoting. But it's still highly recommended that the new agencies, let's say you bring on a new agent and they've only been in the field for 4 or 5 years, they're new to Orion 180. I would have them do the training.
Yeah, that's what I call adding a new employee or a new rep to existing agency.
Yeah, we send them the training links too.
But an
It's
agency
on
can't be turned on yet to quote, think about a new agency until they do the Orion 180. At least somebody in the
Correct.
office. Yeah.
Correct.
Mhm.
And if they have, like Bambi, she says that she's never been sent a username or password. Okay. Let me see here.
Yeah, I don't even think Bambi, I don't think you've ever been contracted yet with them.
No, I don't
That's
think she
why.
has either. I just looked her
No,
up.
I don't even show her in the system. So we can reach out to you offline, Bambi, talk about that.
Mike accomplished a DocuSign. Oh, is this cart something?
Yeah, that's for Bambi because that's the first step. Mike, the agency's principal, should have first finished the DocuSign, but like what Brian said, we'll reach out to you, Bambi, offline, just to make sure that the DocuSign gets accomplished by Mike or Jordan.
Yeah, the agency
All right, and
principal
this
has
is
to sign the DocuSign.
yes.
Yeah.
And then I know some agency owners, principals, they like everyone to just use their logins, which is totally fine. It's totally up to them
Uh-huh.
on how they want to operate that. Totally fine. But then
Okay.
everyone in the agency, they can see everything too. Like if you want them to just focus on quoting, and then bring them in as agent. And if you want them to see agency accountant and then see all the other quotes and commissions, then they'd be principal owner
Mhm.
or principal. So this is the quick reference guide for Texas, very similar to Massachusetts, but personal property, we do go all the way up to 70%. We do, our entry is for 350,000. There is some talks of us going down to 300,000. Don't know when that'll happen if it does change,
Okay.
but I want to go to this screen here. Come on, computer. Let's see here. This is a test. Is there anyone that's currently working on a Texas quote right now, or an address for Texas?
Just pop a address in the chat. Brandon can plug it in if you're working on one.
Hey Charles, so this is in the full underwriting guideline. So this is this is how I found it so quickly. Is I pull up the full underwriting guideline. I just type in water, hit F3, find water, and it automatically brings me down to this right here. So if it's a brand new home all the way up to 10 years of age, you have $70,000 for your water limitation.
All right, Brandon, we got an address for you, buddy. We got an address.
There we go. We do cover houses with solar panels, but we're not responsible for the remove and the installation for them, or remove and replace. We're not responsible for them. And if something happens to them while it's on the roof, we won't cover that. But we will write the home port or with it installed.
So let's say the house was burned down. When you rebuild that home, do you have the solar panels on there like it was before?
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
If the house was a total loss, let's say it burned down, when you rebuild the home, do you put solar panels back up on the roof, or is it?
No.
Okay. Has that ever happened? You wonder?
That has not.
Okay.
Is this a new construction, baby? You can see. Yep, it changed. And once we're in easy links in Texas, our growth is going to be 10 times what it was last year, I feel like, when it comes to numbers wise.
Mhm.
So we're going to be slowing down a little bit in the onboarding process in Texas because we're happy to where we're at. All depends on the agency. Because we're comfortable anywhere between that 15 and 20% conversion because we know if our product's being quoted, especially being an easy links, it's going to convert. Now that we've been there for a year, more and more people, more and more agencies are understanding who we are and what our guidelines look like. They'll see it, they'll look at it, they'll contact us and try to get appointed.
Mhm.
Okay, let's see here. This is just a test quote, so I'm just going to put my stuff here. No. But even when it comes to this quoting platform here too, it does not take very long. I'm just gonna put no in this sense. Now we don't have to find. Let's see, what does this house look like?
Looks
So it's
nice.
got, yeah, 2 stories, 3 garages. I got one there.
Bambi, I'm guessing the premium is going to be $3,250. Let's see how close I get.
This has 0. Well, okay. I'm just gonna guess on the bass because it says 0. So on according to Zillow, I'm just gonna
Okay.
put 2 full bass, 1 half, probably more. Primary home.
I saw
Basic
seasonal and
tools.
vacant there, Brandon. You won't do seasonal and or seasonal homes, right? Secondary homes.
Yes,
There's
we
only
can.
primary.
hmm No, we can.
Okay.
And the primary doesn't have to be with us either. You can write the secondary with us.
That's good to know. Thank you.
That's hip. Roof replace, no, because what year was this built? 2018. So yeah, probably hasn't been replaced. No. So we have wood burning stove here, just in case it's not the primary source of heat for the home. So that's why we have this selection here. Absolutely no claims. Got a motion detecting camera. Yes, we do. We go off of CBIS, which is credit-based insurance score. And as of right now, we don't have a dollar amount when it comes to. Yes. Yes, and right now, I'm sure Brian, you'll speak with Steve about this too as well. When it comes to commitments, like once we see more production, there's like an agreement to where get paid more. But I'll let you guys talk about that for the agency.
Yeah, I'd be happy to talk to anybody offline about commitments. You know what I
Yeah,
don't want to.
it's something that we just
It's a
kind of started.
gentleman's agreement, but we don't want to see. I at least said it is limited appointments. Because we are providing needed capacity, so we just don't want one-offs. By that I mean less than 20,000 premium. So if you're really using the system and what I call quest, quoting us every single time, then we should get our fair share and the conversion rates will be there. Some of our agencies
Correct.
write, 100,000, some write 1 million with us. I'd love everybody to write 1 million. I know that might not be realistic, but at least if you're in the business for more than a day, you should be able to do, I don't know, 2 or 3 a month. That's about 30 policies. Your average premium about 3,000. That's about 90,000 in premium. So 100,000 in premium is reasonable, you know.
Yeah, we have an agent that he's been writing us for last 4 years. He wrote $1 million himself last year with just around 180.
Sure.
So it's definitely doable. Let's see. Is the auto policy with HC? I hit yes. I'm not former military. Then I go to next. Coverages and quotes. As you can see, nothing is selected here. Since there's not a mortgage on this home, I can choose of what I want covered on it. Let me go ahead and select yes. That way it populates a number. Let's say for one, and every time you select something, it'll give you a number here. Now this is based on my information, so I'm not 800 credit or anything like that. So it pulled up 660 for the home. According to Zillow, it's 542. So that's just our RCE tool there. So if let's say the home is really 560, go down to there, dropped it down almost $1,000. Other structures go down to 2% because didn't look like there was a fence there around the home. Yeah, smaller backyard.
What deductible do you got? What deductible do you have for this?
This one, just your entry, 2% for your weather wildfire, and then 2,500, or go $5,000. If it's $2,500, I'd say minimum would be at least 5,000.
Oh yeah, I mean, do me a favor, change that deductible to 25,000. I want to see what it does to the premium. Yeah.
Dramatically.
Yeah, that's almost 50% off. So instead of being 6,000, it was 3,000.
Correct.
Yeah. And that was my guess at the beginning of the quote. I was pretty close, right, Brandon? I said that it's going to be 3,200, Bambi.
And I'm still increasing some as well, including, let's see, an extra 25% for coverage C, if they do have it, if it's even needed.
Just because I look at all the data every day, and the policies that are being sold, not quoted, but the ones being sold seem to be pretty consistent around between 3,000 and 3,500 is where people are buying at.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then this right here, this may cause a little confusion when it comes to the agents that are not aware. Mm-hmm. I'm really pushing for us to change this. Buy now does not mean buy right now. This just runs the loss report. Because I'm sure there's hundreds, a couple thousands of quotes that are just sitting there because they're not ready to buy right away. But whenever it says buy now, but all it does is run the loss report. Then it shows that it's clear. This is where you can select on how many sensor pucks you want to buy. So yeah, if you buy one, it's $2,750. Then it goes down. If you buy 2, 3, or 4, but if you get 5, we'll give them to you for $20 a piece. Now this is where you get to the binding portion. So this is the verification questions, just making sure. No, you cannot. We're working on that right now. Is getting a printable version of our RCE. But it does not matter. It could be another carrier's RCE that you can send in to us. We will accept it. So you can look through this the first few times that you do quote with us, but the bottom right-hand side, set all to true. That way, quickly, and you get to move on with life. Always select other carrier for this one. That's just the way it is, because for California, you have to put 3 carriers if it is Why can't I use this if it was declined? All right, there we go. I guess I used that email too many times. So this is where it gets sent off to the insured. You can have it emailed or even texted. I would not recommend the text because you never know what the formatting they may have set up. Might have a little issue with it. But this is how it comes to them. Actually, let me go back to. I always suggest this too. After you do buy now, always hit create quote and then download it. That way it has the day saved. Our quotes are good for 60 days. So let's say we have an effect for down the road, but then once you go to finally bind the policy, you see that the premium changed. All you got to do is send in this PDF document, send it to us. It gets automatically adjusted to the correct amount. Yes, so we do, like when it comes to states that we write flood in, we do like a first Friday flood webinar, and that gets released to all the agencies that are with us. And then if, let's say there's there's like an agency with 10, 15 agents in there, they may need like a refresher, or we do have a trainer, Scott Combs. He will be more than happy to hop on a call and go through some other things too as well. And I can do the same if it's a refresher. Okay.
We got about a couple more minutes left. If you
Yeah, does anyone have any questions?
yeah, it's just was loading it.
And this is the payment screen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if mortgage was selected, you'll have this option here, of course, to select it. If I selected no, that way I'm able to go start to finish through here. This just goes over pretty much the basic numbers and what we selected. There's our deductibles there. Selected that we got the autos. Then once this is paid for and the policy is bound, then the auto system will be in process and then sent out to the insured. Goes directly to their home. And this is where you can set up on auto pay. Is there any other questions?
Well, it doesn't look like it. Well, Brandon, thanks for taking time today to go over this. I think it's been helpful. Always a good refresher. I think most of the agencies on the call today have been inquiring about an appointment. Feel free to reach out to the InsureHive team. Me or Patricia would be happy to talk to you more about that. The process is pretty not simple, but Brandon might want to talk to you a little bit more. Find out your marketing plan, how you plan on growing, right, Brandon?
Mm-hmm.
And then you get it's a two-step process. You get a DocuSign, and then you have to do training. And then once you complete the training, then you're turned on. And I think it depends how backed up we are. It could take anywhere from a week to, I don't know, 14 business days, Brandon. Seems to be
Yeah.
where we're at.
Yeah. Now, correct.
Mm-hmm.
And I just put my email address in the chat as well. If anyone that does not have the login, or like Bambi, for example, I know you guys speak with her, Brian. But if
Yeah.
anyone's already has contracted with us and
They
has not
don't. That's
received
what I'm saying. Nobody that was on the call today is currently
Okay.
contracted. So they all have to go through me first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But if anyone has any other questions or wants to piggyback on a topic that we talked about earlier, please, my email address is right there, and then also my direct line is here.
And if you call Brandon, let him know that you're on this call. That way he'll return your call. If you don't say you're from InsureHive, he's a busy guy. He probably won't even call you back. Right, Brandon? Like,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
gets
I got
probably
like
5,000
17
calls
voicemails
a
I gotta go
day.
through.
But let him know you're on this call, and you'll get VIP treatment.
That's right.
Yeah.
That is right. All right.
Sounds
Well,
good,
if there
buddy.
isn't any other questions, I think we're good to go here, right?
Yeah, and I'll put my number really quick. Probably most everyone has it, but if you have any questions, feel free to give me a buzz.
Gotcha. Absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks again, Brandon. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you. You have a great
You
day.
bet. Bye-bye.